Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website, passmyinterview.com, and in this training video, I am going to teach you how to prepare for an accounts payable interview. If you are applying for any accounts payable job role with any company or organization, make sure you stay tuned because the tips, questions, and brilliant sample answers I am about to give you will help you pass your interview at the first attempt. And to achieve that goal, I am going to cover 4 things in this training video. Number 1, so I will tell you which accounts payable interview questions you must prepare for. These questions come up all the time in accounts payable interviews. Number 2, I will give you 2 very important tips for giving a top scoring answer to each of those interview questions. Number 3, I will then give you a brilliant example, unique answer to each accounts payable interview question so you pass your interview at the first attempt. And then finally, number 4, I will tell you where you can instantly download my 22 brilliant answers to accounts payable interview questions. And just very quickly, if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Thousands of you, and I mean thousands of you, are passing your job interviews at the first attempt. I can only help you when you are subscribed. And please give the video a quick like because that really does motivate me to create more brilliant content for you. Thank you very much indeed. Now, the first question you will have to answer at your accounts payable interview is going to be, tell me about yourself. Let me give you 2 really good tips for giving the perfect answer. Tip number 1. So this is going to be the first question you will have to answer, and it is essential you create a positive impression. So I recommend you practice your answer several times before your interview because this will demonstrate confidence in your abilities and, more importantly, that you have good communication skills. Now, to work in accounts payable, you must be confident and also have good communication skills. So please make sure you practice your answer. Tip number 2. Now, in your response to the tell me about yourself interview question, I recommend you talk about the following things. Write these down. Number 1, the skills you have that match the job description. Number 2, the educational qualifications and any certifications you have gained. And then number 3, details of experience you can bring to their company. So let me now give you a brilliant example, top scoring answer to this question to help you pass your accounts payable interview. Tell me about yourself. Here we go. Thank you for the opportunity to interview for this accounts payable position with your company today. I am a diligent, knowledgeable and fast-working accounting professional with the skills and work ethic to meet the role's demands. In addition to having a degree in accounting, I am a certified accounts payable practitioner. These qualifications mean I can have an immediate and positive impact in the role. I have experience working as part of a wider accounting team, dealing with clients, invoicing and payment processing, vendor management, reconciliation, and ensuring compliance with company policies, accounting principles, and tax laws. If you hire me, I will be a great company role model while dealing with clients, suppliers, and stakeholders, and demonstrate exceptional attention to detail skills to assist your company in achieving its commercial and financial objectives. And I look forward to sharing additional details regarding my suitability for this position in the interview. Thank you. So that is a really good, confident answer to that first accounts payable interview question. Tell me about yourself. It's a really good template that you can use to create your own answer based on your skills, educational qualifications and experience. Now you can either pause the video if you want to and write down the questions, tips and brilliant answers as we work through them together, or if you wait, I will soon tell you where you can instantly download these slides plus my full set of 22 brilliant answers to difficult accounts payable interview questions. Here is the next question I strongly recommend you prepare for. Why do you want to work in accounts payable? Tip number 1. Now, as you already know, it takes a unique set of skills and qualities to work in accounts payable, and this common question is clearly assessing your motivations for choosing this challenging but highly rewarding career. Tip number 2, good things to include in your answer are your passion for accounting and also your passion for working with numbers, how your work can positively impact a company, which gives you lots of job satisfaction, and also how you will get the opportunity to sharpen and continually develop your analytical and critical thinking skills. So let's put everything together in my brilliant top scoring example answer. Why do you want to work in accounts payable? Here we go. I want to work in accounts payable primarily because I am very good with numbers and I get lots of job satisfaction from helping a company improve cash flow, identify cost-saving opportunities, and also ensure compliance. I take great pride in my work and I enjoy the level of responsibility that comes with this position. Working in accounts payable empowers me to sharpen and continually develop my analytical and critical thinking skills, and I also enjoy the challenge of building strong vendor relationships which can lead to better financial outcomes for my employer. That is another brilliant answer that's going to put you ahead of the competition at your accounts payable interview. Now don't go anywhere, because I still have many more questions, tips and answers to give you. But when you are ready, you can click that link in the top right hand corner of the video, head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, where you can instantly download these slides plus my full set of 22 brilliant top scoring example answers to difficult accounts payable interview questions. But here is the next question I strongly recommend you prepare for. If you prepare an answer to this question, you will definitely be at an advantage when up against the other candidates. What are the essential skills and qualities needed to work in accounts payable? Tip number 1. So this question is going to feature during your accounts payable interview. So make sure you have an answer prepared that matches the essential criteria listed on the job description. Please make sure you read the job description for the accounts payable role you are applying for before your interview. You will be glad that you did. Tip number 2. Now, great skills to include in your answer are attention to detail and organizational skills, analytical skills and proficiency in accounting software, and also interpersonal and relationship building qualities. So let's put everything together in another brilliant example answer. What are the essential skills and qualities needed to work in accounts payable? Here we go. There are 8 essential skills and qualities required to maintain competency in accounts payable, and I possess all of them. Attention to detail is vital because the role relies heavily on accuracy and meticulousness. Organizational skills are needed to manage invoices and payments. Excellent communication skills must be utilized while interacting with suppliers, vendors, and other departments to ensure efficiency. Analytical skills are needed in accounts payable to identify discrepancies and ensure accurate payments. You also need proficiency in accounting software that your employer uses, which helps save time once you commence work with your new employer. Data entry skills are vital for maintaining competency in an accounts payable role, as are basic bookkeeping and accounting knowledge. And finally, interpersonal skills are required to build good relationships with suppliers so you can resolve issues promptly and professionally. So can you imagine giving that level of response in your accounts payable interview? It tells the hiring manager that you fully understand the essential skills needed to maintain competency in your work. Make sure you practice your answer before your interview. Here is the next question. How would you deal with a difficult vendor or supplier? Tip number 1. So this question features often in accounts payable interviews, and it assesses your ability to maintain professionalism while interacting with challenging vendors, stakeholders, or suppliers. And tip number 2, in your answer, be sure to state that you would remain calm and professional. That is very important. You would focus on creating a solution, and also you would work hard to improve the working relationship. So here is another brilliant example answer to help you. How would you deal with a difficult vendor or supplier? Here we go. I would be calm and professional and remember that I represent your company. Therefore, my communication would be positive and focused on resolving any issues promptly. Where possible, I would speak to the vendor or supplier in person or on the phone, as in my experience, this is a great way to build better relationships. While dealing with a difficult vendor or supplier, I would aim to improve the working relationships for the company's benefit. So again, that shows you are a professional accounts payable employee and you have good communication skills and better relationship building qualities. It's a really good top scoring answer that's going to help you get hired. Here is the next question. Can you explain the concept of two-way and three-way matching in accounts payable? Tip number 1. So this next question assesses your technical competency. And of course, if you fail to answer this question correctly, you will not get offered the job. Tip number 2. In your response, I recommend you try to give working examples of how you would use two- and three-way matching to ensure accuracy in your duties. So here is another brilliant example response you can use and practice before your interview. Can you explain the concept of two-way and three-way matching in accounts payable? Here we go. Two-way matching and three-way matching are essential in accounts payable to prevent payment errors and fraud. Two-way matching involves comparing the invoice with the purchase order to ensure that the price, quantity, and terms match before making a payment. Three-way matching takes it a step further by adding the goods receipt note to the verification process. Now, this confirms that the goods or services were actually received before payment is approved. For example, if a company orders 100 units of a product at $10 each, the invoice should match the purchase order. 100 times $10 equals $1,000. But with three-way matching, I also check the GRN to confirm we actually received those 100 units before approving the payment. Now, this process reduces the risk of overpayments, fraud, and payment for undelivered goods, ensuring financial accuracy and accountability. So that is another really good answer that shows you have the technical competency to conduct your duties for the company in the correct manner. Here is the next question I strongly recommend you prepare for. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Tip number 1. So this next common accounts payable interview question is determining whether your strengths match the job description, but also whether your weaknesses will hinder your competency in the role. Don't give a weakness that is anything to match on the job description. Tip number 2. Now, I recommend you give a minimum of 3 strengths in your answer, but only one weakness. You only have to give one weakness. But which weakness should you give? Here it is in my brilliant example answer. What are your strengths and weaknesses? My strengths are a great match for this accounts payable position. I am a responsive, quick and diligent worker. I do not make mistakes and can be relied upon to complete all work on time and to a very high standard. Another strength is my ability to identify cost savings. For example, in my previous job, I sourced several new suppliers, resulting in a $12,000 a year saving for the company. Other strengths include my problem-solving capabilities. I always take ownership of problems, and my adaptability and flexibility. In my last job, I worked overtime whenever required to assist the company during busy periods. Now, my biggest weakness is being overly detail-oriented. I sometimes spend extra time double-checking my work to ensure accuracy, but I've learned to balance speed and precision by setting time limits to review my work more efficiently. So that is a really good example answer. The weakness you give will not do you any harm in your interview, but you are also giving strengths and giving examples of where you have demonstrated those strengths in a previous job role. It's a really good answer. Now, we have just covered those 6 questions. I've given you the question, tips, and answers. But which other questions regularly come up during accounts payable interviews? Let me tell you what they are. Now, there's 22 questions in total, and I recommend you prepare answers to them before your accounts payable interview. These questions come up all the time. Now, once I've given you the questions, I will tell you where you can download my example answers. Number 7 is, can you explain the accounts payable process? Number 8, tell me about your experience. Question 9, what documents are required for the accounts payable process? 10, how do you handle discrepancies in invoices? 11, how do you handle duplicate invoices or overpayments? Question 12, what experience do you have with accounting software? I recommend you try to find out which accounting software the company uses before your interview. Question 13, how do you handle confidential financial information? Question 14, what would you do if a vendor claims they were not paid, but our records show that payment was made? Question 15, give me an example of nominal account. Question 16, where do you see yourself in 5 years? 17, what are the golden rules of accounting? Question 18, how would you handle a high volume of invoices? 19, what would you do in the first 30 days of starting work for our company? Don't say, I will do anything that you want me to. You have to have a plan for what you are going to do in the first 30 days of starting work. Question 20, what are your salary expectations? That's a tough one. You need to give a confident answer. 21, why should we hire you for this accounts payable role? And that's the end of your accounts payable interview. Do you have any questions? Now, if you want to download brilliant example top scoring answers to all 22 questions, make sure you click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can instantly download the questions, tips and answers we've just worked through in this video, plus additional great responses to all 22 questions I just put up on that screen. I also give you 10 questions that you can ask at the end of your accounts payable interview. Now, I recommend you choose 3 questions from the 10 to ask the hiring manager. These questions are brilliant. They will definitely impress the hiring manager. So get that guide right now by clicking the link. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and also make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It's always an honor and a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the very best for passing your accounts payable interview. Have a wonderful day.